So you want to write a great short story, but you're not sure how to begin? You might want to consider using the 8-point story arc. This is a simple but effective method for planning a well-developed story. The 8-point story arc is made up of 8 key elements: stasis, the trigger, the quest, the surprise, the critical choice, the climax, the reversal, and the resolution. Now let's talk about each one of these elements in more detail. The first point is stasis. The word stasis simply means equilibrium or balance, and can be thought of as the protagonist's everyday life in which the story is set. This is the exposition of the story, where the characters and setting are introduced. Picture Cinderella sweeping the ashes for her wicked stepmother. Or poor Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk living in poverty with his mom and a cow. Or Harry Potter living with the Dursley family. The second point in a story's arc is the trigger. Eventually, something happens in the story which is outside of the control of the main character or protagonist. This is referred to as the trigger, because this leads to the evolution of the story. The trigger is the beginning of the rising action. Here are a few examples of triggers. In Cinderella, her fairy godmother appears. In Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack encounters a man with magic beans. And in Harry Potter, Harry receives a letter of acceptance to Hogwarts. The next part in the story's arc is the quest. This is typically referred to as the rising action, and is a direct result of the story's trigger. If the trigger is positive in nature, it may lead the protagonist on a quest to maintain this new, improved existence. But if the trigger is negative or problematic, it leads to the protagonist's quest to return life to its normal existence. Stories also tend to include surprises, the fourth point in a story's arc. Surprises are unexpected events that occur during the protagonist's quest. These can be positive events, but more commonly, they are challenges or obstacles that prevent the protagonist from completing his or her quest. One type of surprise may be the introduction of a new character, who either helps the protagonist or stands in their way. Surprises must be used purposefully, but still be unexpected for the reader. The next point in the story's arc is critical choice. In every good story, the protagonist is put in a position where they must make a critical choice. The decision they make is key to the story and reveals the protagonist's true character to the reader. Perhaps the character must choose between an easier, albeit bad, course of action, or they may choose a harder, more righteous path. The sixth point in the story's arc is the climax. The decision made by the character when faced with the critical choice leads to the climax. This is the point in the story with the highest level of tension for the reader. For example, Cinderella and her evil stepsisters trying on the glass slippers for the prince. Next we have the reversal. The reversal is the outcome of the critical choice and the climax, and it typically results in major changes for the characters. It's important that a story's reversal is logical and based on the events leading up to it. The final point in a story's arc is its resolution. This is where the protagonist reaches a new stasis. Typically, with dynamic characters, the characters will have evolved, learning important life lessons through their experiences. Well, that, in a nutshell, is the 8-point story arc. I hope that this video has helped you think about how to best plan and structure your short story. Happy writing!